2020 has been a ridiculously hard year to focus on anything, but I think I pulled myself together enough to do another recording and get back on track with the Whisky Riffs episodes that hopefully you've been sorely missing. Let's do this. Welcome to Whisky Riffs. I'm Kevin, and when we last saw our intrepid whiskey drinker, me, I was in my old apartment and just moving out, so it was a little chaotic. I have now moved into our new place. We're very comfortable. It's very different, as you can see. I have a different setup, new table, new everything. I'm starting from scratch with lighting and everything else. So I'd love to hear in the comments what you think of the new space, how you think it's set up, and any suggestions you have to improve it. To celebrate this new space and this new place, I have bought one of my favorite whiskeys, a bottle of Octomore. Now, Octomore is hard to get, and when we say it's hard to get, we mean expensive. You can find Octomore, it's a Bruichladdich product, and it is out there every year. This one is an 11.3, which means it's brand new for this year. The only reason I have it is because I jumped online as soon as it came out and made sure that I found where I could get it. So I got this one from Flaviar, and I bought it from there because I had some discounts, and I also got a good price on it at $211. That's because of my discounts. I think it's going for around $298 right now. If it's still available, you have to check constantly with Octomore. It's limited bottling. I think that this bottle was one of maybe 13,000. Can't find the number right now, but 18,000 bottles. So there's only been 18,000 of this bottling of Octomore 11.3. Now, it's a high-proof whiskey, 61.7 alcohol by volume, or 123.4 proof, and it's promoted as the most heavily peated whiskey out there, super heavily peated on the bottle. This one has, they give it a ppm rating, which doesn't really mean much because it says 194 ppm, parts per million of smoke or particles or whatever. It's a different flavor than other peated whiskeys. So I wouldn't just jump out there and say, oh, because it's this rating, suddenly it's more intense. It's not an Irish whiskey. It's not a bourbon. It's certainly going to give you more bang for your buck as far as flavors. But I don't think that the ppm is indicative of how much the smoke affects you or how much the peat affects you. So it's just a guideline more than a rule.
The code is more what you'd call guidelines than actual rules.
Let me pour a little bit of this. I actually did this recording twice, and the reason I did it twice is because I had a very different setup the first time. I didn't like it. I had didn't have this table and everything was behind me. So basically I showed you my profile and my butt too much, which frankly, no one needs to see that. Let's dig into this a little bit. Now, this has a sweetness on the nose. Even though it's a super heavily peated whiskey, Bruichladdich manages to find some finesse in just a 5-year distillation process. And so I'm getting sweetness, I'm getting kind of the apricots and peach nose on it. So it's a light fruit. They call those the pitted fruits. And there's a little bit of a hint of brine and smoke, but it really is quite mellow on the nose compared to, let's say, a Lefroy 10, where you're going to get hit with that medicinal, that harsh kind of edgy, peated, smoky nose. This is more sweet. And what you get with the initial taste is that cask strength. So you are getting a 61.7 alcohol by volume. You feel that heat and that burn, but you also get the sweetness there too. So there is the kind of more of a, I still get the apricot flavors or those kind of flavors, but I'm also tasting a deeper fruit, like a plum. Even a hint of raisin on the finish. And there's a lot of brine and there's a lot of smoke on the taste. There's a little nuttiness there, tiny bit of chocolate. The finish is very long. It's very complex. There's an awful lot to dig into, which is the reason why I really like the Octomores. And this is the first time I've bought the .3. So each year they come out with an Octomore. This is 11, last year was 10, the year before 9, you get it. And every one of those has 4 different bottlings, 4 different expressions. This one is their most peated, the .3, and it is, you know, there's no added coloring or chill filtering. It's all quite natural and quite well done. Certainly don't need chill filtering at this this proof level. And this is this was distilled in 2014. It's a special Islay barley. So the .3 is local barley from the Islay region, and this one says it was Irene's field. So that's where they're getting the barley from. The other ones, the 11.1 is just a ex-bourbon cask finish, and it's usually the one that I go out and get. But I tried this in a local whiskey bar last year when we could actually go out to local whiskey bars. And I really enjoyed the .3 and thought, you know, I'm going to try this the next time I can get an Octomore, which took me till now to get it. I'm going to get the .3. So that's why I'm enjoying this one. See, it's got a lovely frosted bottle. The other ones tend to have the black bottles where you can't see anything in them. I actually think they look great, but I hate having a bottle that I can't tell how much whiskey is left. It's much easier to see where I am in my adventure. This is because I did another episode. That's why this is half empty. It's not because I've been just constantly drinking, you know, since the day I got it. Now, even though it's a more expensive whiskey, I really love Octomore. I think it has all the flavors that you look for in Islay. The brine, the campfire type smoke, the fruit flavors that come through, especially in this one, in the nose and in the taste. You get the plums, the apricots. It has a lot of complexity to it, which for me is the reason why I enjoy whiskey. I'm looking for more to explore. I'm looking to sit with a glass and just really discover something new every time. In fact, I'll put a little water in this, but I'm not a big fan of watering down Octomore. To me, they bottle it at these levels because it gives it the flavors they're looking for. The cask strength helps this whiskey be what it is. When you put more water in it, to me, it gets hotter, which means you get more of the smoke and the alcohol burn. You know, right there. Now we just got a lot of burn on the taste. Maybe if I let it sit, it'll be better, but that's just too intense. I don't enjoy that as much as I do the full cask strength. Yeah, it's definitely different. There's changes happening, and maybe more raisiny flavors, but I love that. I love the balance that they got at the casking. So try water if you'd like, but give it some time in its full cask strength to see if you do get a chance to try this out, you may want to find a place that allows you to sample or serve this bottle. You will pay a lot for a glass of it though. So when I was at the whiskey bar, I was paying more for a glass of Octomore than I probably paid for a bottle of my favorite bourbons or Irish whiskeys. So it's a little expensive. If you do get to try Octomore, let me know in the comments what you think of it, and tell me if you like it, why you like it. Love to hear your opinion on it. It's also that time of year when advent calendars come out, and I'm a big fan of whiskey advent calendars. Now, what are whiskey advent calendars? They're a whiskey a day for the 24 days of Advent. This one is from Flaviar. It is very good at giving you a lot of variety. They give you cards to tell you what's in each bottle. Each bottle looks like this. So they're 50 milliliter bottles, which is bigger than a lot of other Advent calendars. Some of them are only 30 milliliters. This is 50, which means you get to have a little now, a little later. So I like that. I also like that they give you tasting notes in the cards, and nice little glass. And there's a coaster in here too. So it's a pretty good deal. They're out of them right now, the last time I checked online, but check my links below and I'll give you some a code to get online, check out Flaviar, see if you like it. Last year they said, you know, we have some leftover Advent whiskey calendars, get them while they're hot. So check back and see if they have them. If you can find any other Advent calendars, that's certainly great. This one helped me last year because every whiskey, every expression was a new one for me. I never tasted any of them last year, which is shocking. Other Advent calendars, I have tasted half of the whiskeys, or at least a third of the whiskeys in the calendar, which is a little bit of a waste for me. You want to open a calendar and go, oh, something new every day. So that's something to look out for. I'm thinking of trying to do reviews of this. It's really hard because 24 whiskeys, and I don't want to ruin it if you're actually going through the Advent calendar, so I'm not going to do daily reviews, but let me know in the comments if you want me to review any of my Advent calendar whiskeys, and if you have any ideas for the way to do it, maybe 5 or 6 in an episode or something to that effect. Just let me know. I'll try to do what I can as far as giving these a review. Well, I'm thrilled to be back up and running with my recordings. I hope this was good for you. If you do like it, give me a like. Go ahead and click on subscribe so you can watch other episodes, and bang that bell so you get notification when new ones come out. So take care of each other, check in with your friends, make sure they're doing okay. And until we meet next time, cheers.